no graves in Egypt, that you took us away to die in the wilderness?
Why must we die?
Fear not! Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord.
Egyptian chariots were known to use metal hubs in the center of the wheels.
The pillar of fire! It is the breath of God!
Sam, you have this fire NATO.
I know, George, and it's incredible to show you video because normally these things don't last very long. A fire tornado will kick up and last for maybe a minute or two. But in this case, it lasted long enough to not just get still pictures, but some incredible video. Take a look. This swirling inferno amazingly caught on tape. A stream of 100-foot-high flames ignites in the Australian outback, where firefighters have been battling brush fires for nearly a week. This region hasn't seen rainfall since the end of April. It all happened Monday afternoon when Chris Tangy was scouting locations for a movie shoot. ABC News licensed this stunning video from the 52-year-old filmmaker, who says he was standing...
I've never seen anything so big move so quick.
Move, great one! You cannot reach the fire of God!
In my life. It was awe-inspiring, absolutely, and it's something I never expect to see again.
Gather your families and your flocks. We must go with all speed.
Go where? To drown in the sea? How long will the fire hold Pharaoh back?
Will it hold?
After this day, you shall see his chariots no more.
No! You'll be dead under them!
The right angle between something that looks like an axle and the wheel. And you can see this in different varieties, and it looks very different from normal coral growth. And it is like a man-made structure.
The wind opens the sea!
God opens the sea with the blast of his nostrils. Lead them through the midst of the waters. His will be done.
With a coral growth on it.
A slender, table-like structure, sometimes standing on end, with a coral-encrusted base, a straight shaft, and a circular top.
It's a 90-degree angle.
In the midst of them, Pan Tien photographed this circular object attached to what appears to have been a broken axle or hub. This discovery was significant for two reasons. Pan Tien had documented the coral-encrusted form of a wheel with dimensions similar to ancient Egyptian artifacts, directly across from the proposed Nueva crossing site. Her find also provided independent confirmation of earlier evidence establishing wheel-like formations on both coasts of the Red Sea, in accordance with descriptions in the biblical record.
And the Lord looked down on the Egyptian army, and he made the wheels of their chariots come off.
He opens the waters before them, and he bars our way with fire. Let us go from this place. Men cannot fight against a god.
Better to die in battle with a god than live in shame.
Praise God and down into it!
There are situations where you see something that looks like an axle, a hub, something that looks like a wheel, and you say to yourself, this is not a coral reef, this is a coral growth on an artifact. And that is what's different to me when I compare corals at other locations around the world.
Since the earliest explorations at Nueva, one distinctive type of formation has often been identified on the sea floor.
The Lord of Hosts will do battle for us. Behold his mighty hand. It is the breath of God!
By the spinning action I mentioned just now, you can see that it can spin into the fire flame. Alright, so with the help of the sun filtration system located at the top, we're going to help to facilitate this process by drawing the air upwards. So, as you can see now, the alcohol flame has been spun into spinning into the clockwise direction. Alright, so in this glass chamber, which is 6 meters high, we are going to burn the fire inside this glass chamber, and that is how I'm going to see a fire tornado. Alright, so this fuel we are going to use is the mixture of kerosene and alcohol, a methylated spirit, okay? And they can burn very, very well. And to the flame, okay, so we're going to let it out. Alright, so this will be very, very hot. Okay, so as you can see now, the first stage of the fire tornado is the alcohol burning. Okay, alcohol burns much more easily than kerosene, so this is alcohol fire actually, and it's going to help the kerosene to burn. Okay, so initially the fire is quite small.
Using metal detectors, divers have found metal in the raised hubs that are now covered in coral. Here we see another 4-spoked chariot wheel with one spoke missing and a center raised hub. The coral here has preserved the chariot parts by retaining the man-made structure, even after the wood has disappeared. Horse remains have also been found here, such as this shrunken hoof. Horses are not in the same.
So with the help of the sun filtration system located at the top, we're going to help to facilitate this process by drawing the air upwards. So as you can see now, the alcohol flame has been spun into spinning into the clockwise direction. Okay.
Other bones have also been found. A cross-section reveals the bone inside the coral. Here we see a chariot wheel standing on its axle in this old 1978 footage shot by Ron Wyatt. Next, we see an 8-spoke wheel with 1 spoke missing. 8-spoke wheels were only used during the 1800s. The premier find here at the crossing site is this gold veneer that was left behind from a 4-spoke chariot wheel. The Bible tells us there were 600 choice chariots used in the chase of the children of Israel. This artifact was left behind at a depth of 200 feet. Since specialized equipment would be necessary to raise it to the surface, today it is still in the location where it was found. Since there are chariot parts on this side of the Red Sea crossing, could there be other chariot parts on the other side of the Gulf, showing a
Better to serve the Egyptians than to die here. Who shall withstand the power of God?
This has never been done. No one have been in the area at all with a remote control camera.
Thou didst blow with thy winds, and the sea covered them. Who is like unto thee, O Lord? From everlasting to everlasting, thou art God.
With a remote control camera, we can repeatedly see that these strange structures we are looking for are there, not at one place.
Is God.